double for your trouble. Here we are once again. All you can do is laugh, honey. You gotta laugh. You gotta laugh at the small things. But more importantly, the small people. So, this one won't be as long, but this is more of an informational type of situation where there are things that you need to be aware of that you probably are not. Because I know I wasn't. But I'm telling you, if you live long enough and you see enough, the goal is to share, whether people realize it or not. It's not to be stingy. It's to share. Sharing is caring, right? Now, does that mean everything? No. You're not supposed to share everything. But the things that are important probably need to be shared. So, I was watching this video this morning, and homegirl said some things that I was like, okay. When you had them light bulb moments and you realize you're not alone, and you're like, okay, it's making sense. It's all coming together. Because sometimes we can put 20 on 10. Sometimes we can make things out to be greater than what they are. So sometimes you gotta step back and just wait. And things will eventually begin to reveal themselves. Something that she said even took me back to California. And even, like I say, some things happened in California upon me moving here helped me to realize a lot. So there was a lady that lived in my apartment complex. And she was a Hispanic lady. And you can always tell when witches are around, right? Nature speaks. Whether it's the birds, whether it's the weather. Whenever things are in balance and energy is being manipulated, nature tends to have an adverse reaction. And so when I found out some information and I started looking at patterns of behavior, and I was just like, what is this? You start to learn different types of workings that people do against other people. You need to understand what that looks like. And so one of them I know was through smoke. And so I remember whenever I would go outside and I would exercise, she would stand in her window and constantly blow smoke. And I remember there was a lot of fucked up shit that she did to me while I lived there. And then one day she just died. I remember I came outside and I was taking my trash out. And all of her family was just sitting outside just crying. Cause she died.
What did you call it?
You have to excuse the special needs. You know, you have to overlook the special needs children. You know, no child left behind. So I remember that she died, and I remember all them people outside just crying and boohooing. I didn't give a damn because she was a witch, and I knew she was a witch. I knew she wasn't shit, and I knew she was a hater. So I don't feel bad for you. See, a lot of these hoes be out here doing all this shit, like don't nobody know what you do behind the scenes. So when bad things start to happen, I don't feel bad for you. I don't. I just be like, oh, that's unfortunate. And I continue on with my day. I also learned that you don't delight in other people's demise because the table is always turning. So you may think you up today and be down tomorrow. So that's why I don't get involved in other people's shit. Because it's not for me to judge. Even if I want to. Even if I'm like, ooh, wee. There's a lot I can say, but I just stay quiet and mind my business. I try not even to think that shit because I'm like, honey, just mind your business. Stay right on over here. Take care of yourself. Even though you may have been right, even though you saw it coming, even though you know what you know, just stay on over here and mind your business. So I remember something that she said in the video that a lot of times when people are trying to curse you, you don't understand. You may not know what that looks like, right? And a lot of times, like I said in the other video, it usually happens in numbers, it happens in groups, because that usually makes things more potent. The more people that are involved, the more powerful it can be. So they believe. And so I remember something that happened there happened here. Then a big thing they'll do is like curse certain items. Because what people don't realize is that demons like dirt. So if you notice people that engage in like demonic activity, they're usually very dirty people. They're not clean. Because cleanliness is next to godliness. So if you notice, like if you go to certain places that are very clean, it's more of a spiritual reason than anything else. Because if you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. So when there is an area that is full of trash and debris and negativity, that is a breeding ground for demonic activity, whether you realize it or not. So that's why when you go to certain places in the world, you can feel the negativity. You can feel like, hey, this place is not clean. It's not being well taken care of. The infrastructure is bad. It's a host. You ever go in somebody's house and it feel dark as hell? Like when you walk into a room, it feel dark as shit in here. Like why is it so dark in here? Whether literally or just spiritually, like why the hell is it so dark in here? But I remember specifically that they would like do certain things to me where I lived, and so one thing was they would always throw trash. That's a big sign when there's trash everywhere. And you may think, oh, it's just trash. It don't mean that. No, bitch, that the shit's cursed. You wanna know why I know that? Because when I was downstairs, where I'm at, there was a girl that slept across from me that was in the hospital. She was in and out of the hospital, right? And when she got back, they came by her bed and said, you need to clean up your space. Because there was trash all under her bed. But she was like, how the fuck did that happen? Because I ain't been here. She was like, how did all of that happen? Because people have been walking by throwing. They were throwing work, baby. And so all of this trash just was under her bed. So I remember immediately after that happened, she had put water. She got a tub of water and put it under her bed. Because people know when people are doing things spiritually to you. See, people may not can get you physically because they know they'll go to jail. So people try to attack you spiritually because it's covert. Like I'm not gonna face you because you know you can't face me physically. Let's call a thing a thing. You can't square up with me. So either you gotta work in groups or you gotta do something spiritually to try to take me out or bring me down. That's the name of the game. People don't realize like people aren't gonna like. It's not like in the '90s where people were acting like, well, meet me outside. No, hoes ain't gonna meet you outside. They gonna go do spell work. They gonna go pay their granny to go do like no, like people are cowards. They're cowards. So that these are the type of games that they play. Whether it's through their words, like in the Bible, it's like gossip is the worst form of witchcraft. Like people don't realize that you're sitting around gossiping and talking shit about people and judging people and spreading misinformation and lies. That is witchcraft. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That is witchcraft. It's called a word witch, honey. When you're constantly out here talking shit, judging people, spreading people's information, that is witchcraft. Because for one, it don't add no value to your life. What value does that add to spread somebody else's business? How does that make your life better to judge somebody else for what they do and they don't have? You can't tell me it does anything for you. So it's a negative connotation. Like it's not good. And this is why the fuck I stay away from people, because all you bitches want to do is talk shit. You don't add no fucking value to my life. And then you want to say somebody's standoffish. No, I'm protecting myself because I don't want your fucking karma. Because I know you got to pay for that. Every sin will be accounted for, correct? So the words that you speak, the thoughts that you think, the shit you do behind the scenes that you think don't nobody know about, that shit is always accounted for. So I done seen a lot of shit when it comes to this spiritual shit. Because that's how people have to do it now. They're not going to actually come up to you. They're not. They're going to play reindeer games. They're going to do shit on the internet. They're going to sit in group chats and talk shit about you. They're going to spread misinformation. They're going to lie on your name. That's all witchcraft. It's all manipulation. It doesn't have to be somebody sitting casting spells out of a book. If you are manipulating energy, if you're manipulating a situation to make it appear to be something that it's not, that is witchcraft. And people don't want to own that. That's why I'm saying a lot of these people in the church, a lot of these people that they're holy rolling, they're in church every Sunday, but behind the scenes they be doing work. You hoes be doing work behind the scenes, so let's call a thing a thing. Because most of you hoes don't get your money honest. You got to be out here manipulating and doing other shit. And that's just the way it is. And then when you get found out, it's like, oh my God, like, whatever do you mean? Like what? I didn't even know. Like, oh my God, like... A lot of shit, like a lot of stuff I done seen here. That's another reason why I don't pay these hoes no mind. But I done seen some women do some awful shit to their children. Like these mothers up here. Like there's a girl in my class right now that I remember going to the bus stop, and she had several children, and the little boy peed on himself. And she blamed one of the other kids. Why didn't you take him to the bathroom? And it was freezing outside. I'm talking like it was under 30 degrees. It was freezing outside. And she made that little boy walk to the store with piss on him and did not even care enough to go and change his clothes. She was too lazy to go and change that baby's clothes. And she made that's humiliation. Why would you make your child walk in the cold with pee on him? Because you're too lazy to go back through security. I understand that it's a challenge. I understand that things are uncomfortable. It's hard with a lot of kids, but your kids don't ask to come here. And it's not their fault that you're homeless. So I'm sitting there, and this is what I'm saying. Like, I see a lot of fucked up shit. They talk to their kids any type of way. Your kid, bitch, it's not their fault. It's unfortunate, but it's not their fault. Stop talking to them like they ain't shit. Those are curses too. Like blasting and yelling over people and saying mean and hateful shit, talking to them any type of way. Those are curses, honey. Telling them they ain't shit or they this and that or beating them in public. All of that type of shit is cursing your children. And then you wonder why they grow up fucked up. You wonder why they don't amount to nothing, because they never had nobody to believe in them in the first place. No one ever had their back. No one ever hugged them and told them that they was loved, that they was cared about. They was in unhealthy environments, so all they saw was negativity. That's what I'm saying, demonic activity. You surrounded in poverty, in unclean environments, around unclean spirits. And then you wonder why people turn out the way they do. It starts in the spirit first. Hello? It starts spiritually. When they say it's power and life and death in the tongue. So what you say, it has the power to end somebody's life. You could go out here and lie on somebody and they be dead tomorrow for some shit that you said. You've never heard stories of that with like women that lie on men? And then the next thing you know, something happened to that man off of a lie. Like, it is more serious than what you think. This is why most of the time I just try to be quiet and don't say nothing. I'm trying my best not to judge because I don't know you. I don't know your situation. I don't know where you come from or what you are currently going through. But then I also see shit that is just unacceptable, especially when it comes to children. I don't play about kids, man, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. And honestly, you have a choice. You have a choice, honey. When you find out that you are pregnant, you have a choice. And a lot of these hoes don't want to make a choice because they want to use their kids as a come up. They too lazy to go out and work and educate themselves and be better, so they use kids as fucking tokens for fucking welfare, and then wonder why their life is fucked up. Then they go and blame the government. Oh, it's the government. They ain't giving out no stimulus. It's the government. No, bitch, it's you. You had kids that you couldn't take care of. It's you. You couldn't stop fucking. You was on your back instead of being at the work site. You put your faith in a nigga. you thought he was gonna do right by you, but honey, that's a man.
Okay,
Yeah, do that. Make sure you do that. Make sure you do that.
Look at me,
Nevertheless,
I'm coming, bro. Dang.
people are foul. So be mindful of the people that you're around. Watch their actions. Watch what they do. Watch how they carry themselves. Watch the things they do and they don't say. Some people may not be conscious of their behavior. It might be. But most of them are. They know what they're doing. They're very well aware. So don't make excuses for poor behavior. It's unfortunate. Because a lot of people don't see the error of their ways, man. But it is up to you as you grow spiritually to be able to identify these things. And I don't care if it's simple shit, like with your family. Say if with your family you tell them a business idea, like you want to start a bakery. And you tell them, hey, this is what I want to do. I got my business plan. I'm going to go to the bank next week. And then the next thing you know, oh, well, I don't know if that's going to work. oh, I don't think that's a good idea for you. Like, do you really think that's, I think you should just go to school. I think you should just keep taking on student loan debt. And I think you should just keep working at that dead end job. I think you should stay in poverty. I think that you should keep thinking small, because if you grow and we don't, then that means you're going to leave us here by ourselves. So I can't really support you advancing yourself or doing better for yourself, because that means that either I'm going to have to grow or you're going to leave me behind. So I have to put doubt. I have to plant seeds of doubt. I don't need you to think that highly of yourself. I think you need to be lower. I think don't have confidence. I need your self-esteem to be low. I need you to stay in unhealthy relationships, because as long as you down in that lower vibration, as long as you remain another crab in a bucket, then we can all just stay here together. Don't you want to stay? Don't you want to stay in the bucket? Don't you understand the bucket is overcrowded? There's no room. There's no growth. Nobody ever gets out. Don't you want to stay in the bucket? You'll never be alone. There's always people here. There's always somebody here watching you, pocket watching you. There's always somebody here to take from you, to make you feel less than. There's always somebody here. Because when you try to go out and do your own thing, you're going to end up by yourself, right? When you make your own way, you follow your own path and you do your own things, you end up by yourself, right? You didn't know that? You didn't know that when you have a vision, when you dream, when you have a mind of your own, that a lot of times it leaves you by yourself? Because most people are stuck. Most people are comfortable in that bucket. They honey, it's the bucket, girl. Girl, you didn't go to the bucket. You didn't know. You don't want to stay. They be careful. Be careful of family. Be careful of who you share your dreams with. And I'm talking about even people that are put in positions to help you. Like, I've noticed that a lot that I've gone through my transition, when I talk about things that I want to do or my aspirations, or people find out my background, my credentials, my work, my education, when people find that shit out, they immediately shift. They immediately shift. They immediately shift. They immediately shift. And you be like, damn, like, I was really trying to be a nice person. I was really just trying to be cool. So then a lot of times you end up, you mask, you hide yourself, you play yourself small out of fear of not being liked or not being accepted. You hide your gifts, you hide your intelligence, you hide your thoughts and your feelings, you hide all that shit. Because as soon as you start speaking life over yourself, as soon as you start getting up and taking care of yourself and doing the things that you need to do, here come all the hatred. Hatred is a curse. Hatred is a hex. Like homegirl said, hatred is a mental illness. Do you know how much energy it takes to hate somebody? Like, I hate that bitch. Like, that takes up a whole lot of space. Like, if you look at a racist and they'll say, like, I hate black people. Do you know how much space in your heart that has to take up, that, like, it consumes you? Hatred consumes every fiber of your being. Like, I hate you. And it's like, no, like, I may not like what you did or what you said, but hatred is another level. This is why I don't covet what people have. If somebody got more than me, or they're doing better than me, or they have more access than me, great. Especially if they black. If you in a better position to be in life, kudos to you. I want you to do well. Especially if you're a woman. Like that's the misconception. Like I want people to do well. I'm rooting for you over here. I hope you get your housing. I hope you get on your feet. I hope that things work out for you. I really do. Like I don't, honey. That hate shit is real. Like, it's a no. I don't have that kind of space and time in my body to hate somebody I don't know. I can't. Because when you actually got love in your heart, when you actually a good person, even the people that you don't like, you still want them to win. Even the people that you have disagreements with, like I still hope things work out for you. We may not be friends, but I still want the best for you. People don't think like that. They want to be petty. They want to, like, it's always some other shit. But they don't realize, like, you're killing yourself. Like, not only are you creating bad karma in your life, because I guess a lot of religious people don't believe in karma, but that don't mean it ain't real. Karma is the same thing as you reap what you sow. And so that means that for every action, there is a reaction. Like, you're going to have to answer for the things that you do. So this is why I'm very mindful, and I try my best to work on things versus reacting the way I want to. There's a lot I could say. But I'm like, does that really help the situation? Does it help you? But, like, it's just going to get you to where you want to be. And if it's not, then let's just not say nothing. Just let it go. And that's the hard part about being a leader or being somebody who aspires to be better. You have to let a lot of shit go. You have to let a lot of shit go, or you will be consumed with hate. You're going to always be mad. Everything is everybody else's fault. She did it. He did it. It was his fault. It's the blame game. It's all everybody else. No, darling, it's just life. There's going to be people that don't like you and people that you don't like. There are going to be challenges and confusion and things that's going to happen, and that's just the way it is. So you got to make room for that. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So the less personal you take it, the less it consumes you. Because when you let all of the bad things that happen to you consume you, you become a cursed individual. You end up cursing yourself. Because you become a victim to your own experiences. But a lot of people don't get that shit. And so that's why I speak and I say what I need to say, and I just drop the mic and I leave. Am I perfect? No. Do I have work to do? Always. But I also know what it looks like when people are doing certain things, and I think you need to protect yourself and start doing research on what different spells look like, on what when people are saying certain things to you, the eye contacts they make, the hand gestures that they make. And I ain't just talking about people that you walk with in everyday life. I'm talking about on the media. I'm talking about people at your kid's school. I'm talking about the politician. You need to be mindful of that shit. Because the game is control, man. Whether you realize it or not, there's always to maintain control. The New World Order making order out of chaos. We need you to be in control. We need to control your thoughts, your feelings, where you go, what you eat, what you have, what you don't have. We don't want people to think freely. This is why, like I said in another video, this is why the internet is constantly being scrubbed. A lot of books aren't available anymore because we don't want people to be empowered. And if you notice, a lot of the people that were lecturers and that were motivational speakers, a lot of those people go away. They just vanish. You don't hear from them no more. A lot of the people that talk about like deep spirituality, like Bobby Hemmett, Professor Griff, even like a lot of those dudes talk about how they're targeted, how their phones are tapped, how they're followed around, like a lot of things that they have to experience because they are trying to spread light and awareness. Look at all of the Hotep dudes. All of them done went to jail. Rashad. Brother Polite was a weirdo though. Obviously he's messing with children and shit. But didn't I tell you that? Didn't I just say that in another video that it always got something to do with some perversion? But a lot of these dudes that be sitting in these what was the dude Morrison, Jay Morrison, and he collected all that money from them people, the Tulsa Project. All these, like Dr. Umar, he was collecting money to build these schools for African girls and boys and the not pansexuals, the Pan-Africans. It might be pansexual, I said that for a reason. Take it whatever you want to take. But that's what I'm saying. You have to be careful who you follow, who you give your money to. You got to be careful of these indoctrinations. You got to take that shit with a grain of salt. You got to like have your own mind, man. But listen objectively. Like I don't play that shit. Like I don't take nothing as like Bible. Like no man supersedes God, in my opinion. Even if it's a man of God. That's just how I feel. And it always seems to come to pass. This is another reason why I said what I'm talking about in the other video about groups. You gotta be careful about the causes that you get involved with. Like, for example, look at Black Lives Matter. And then look at all the shit that happened with Black Lives Matter. We done did all this rallying and protesting, and we on the news, and we outside, and we picket lining, and all of this and that. And then come to find out y'all was finagling funds. Y'all was up there having orgies and shit, and that it really wasn't about Black Lives Matter. It was more so about the LGBTQIA community. It wasn't really about black folks. It was about other agendas. Y'all had secret houses and shit that didn't nobody know about. See, I knew it was bullshit when I found out that George Soros was running it. When I see white people running black organizations, I just feel like it's bullshit. I don't care what nobody say. I don't trust white people in a way to be truly invested in black causes unless there's money involved. I don't think that they're truly invested in our betterment like that. I don't. Because if that's the case, then we would be better. It would be more of us that owned homes. It would be more of us that have assets and resources and access. Like, I don't trust white people that run black causes. I don't. That is like a white person running the Black Panthers. Like, it's a no. It's a no for me. I don't play that shit. And so even here at this place, it's white folks. the CEOs, the board of directors, the people, the president, the people, it's white people. But who do you see? Who do you see on the front line? Who do you see? If you go down the hallway in administration, the people who's in finance, a white man. Who work in human resources? Most of the people in leadership are white. But they put black people on the front line because that's the people that they serving. They're not gonna deal with it. They don't know how to deal with black issues. But we're gonna benefit from it. Duh. Be careful. Be careful of letting people touch you. That's another thing. Like, I remember, like, especially like in the homeless community, like all these pastors will come out and they want to pray. Let me pray with you. Can I hold your hand? No. I don't want you laying hands on me. I don't want you touching my head. I don't want you. No. I don't play that shit. See, that's something else too. Just like being here, how people gang up on me and they do that running up on you shit. That's a spiritual attack, honey. Oh, you thought they was just being mean and just no, baby. That's a spiritual attack. When people just run up and just touch you and do weird shit. If people lay hands on you, but that they're cursing you, baby. You didn't know. And the more people that do it, their hopes is the more people that's involved. Why do you think there's so many people involved? And people are like, oh my God, it's just you. It's just, you're the problem. You know, it's you. You're the person with the issue. It's like, girl, no. I just be sitting over here chilling. Like I said, I'm not perfect. But at the same time, I'm not gonna let you play me either. I'm not gonna let you sun me. So let's be clear on that. But for the most part, I just be chilling. Cause I also know that like arguing and going back and forth with people is an energy drain. If people trying to talk to you, that's the energy drain. Like forced conversation. If you just want to sit up here and you're just trying to be quiet and just eat your food and mind your business, and then people just come up out of nowhere trying to like force you to have conversations and the lady yesterday, and I was just sitting there eating because I mean I don't know who raised you, but you're not really supposed to talk while you eat. You got a mouthful of food and you talking like that's nasty as hell. But okay, all right. So I was just sitting there just eating my food, and then people take it personal, like you're not talking. No, because I have fucking manners and I'm eating, and I don't do a lot of talking while I'm eating. Like that's just me. It don't have nothing to do with you or being mad or being frustrated. It's just etiquette. You ain't never been to a fine dining restaurant. You ain't never that's what I'm saying. Like if you go to certain environments and you're around certain people, you realize their cultures and their customs are different. I'm not saying you can't speak at all, but what I'm saying is sitting here holding whole conversation with you where I'm just really trying to enjoy my meal. I'm hungry, so I just want to sit here and indulge in my food. It don't have nothing to do with you. I just want to eat my food. And if I'm sitting here talking to you, my food is getting cold. I don't. Like I say, you take it personally, but really, when you sit down and you pray over your food, you're taking in nourishment. That's a spiritual thing, also. So people speaking over your food. You think people can't curse your food? I'll give you an example. There's been several times where I will make my plate. Like if I do work therapy and I will make my plate and say if I go, like what happened the first time was I made my plate and I sat it down, and I was looking for a pen because you have to write your name on top of your food. And the girl just comes over and completely opens up my fucking food. And I threw all of that shit away. Cause bitch, I don't play that shit. Like, please don't play with me, man. Please don't play with me. Don't play with me, man. And I'm gonna continue to throw that shit away. I don't want your hands on my shit. Because your intent, like, I can tell that you don't like me. And you know what? When she was like, I have gloves on, I don't give a fuck about your gloves, bitch. Your intentions, you were messy. You came all the way from the other side of the room to open up my food, to be petty, to cause a reaction. So to me, the intentions of your heart was not pure. It was no reason for you to touch that. You came out of nowhere. It wasn't even supposed to be there anyway. Bitch, I was looking for a pen to sign my name. You just went out of your way to touch some shit. You didn't ask nobody. You didn't say, hey, does this belong to somebody? You just went out of your way to do some random shit. Some random fucking shit to cause a problem for no reason. And that is what energy manipulation is. That is what spells and curses and hexes is to create confusion, lies, chaos, abuse, trauma, frustration, mental anguish. It is all of negative connotations to whoever they choose to target, whether it's an individual person, whether it's your parents speaking ill over you and your life, whether it's your fucking neighbor, that every time they see you, they got ill intentions in their heart and they thinking negative thoughts and giving you the evil eye. Whether it's the person in social services that's blocking your ability to move forward and your ability to get jobs and get access to the very things that you need, honey, that is all witchcraft, it's all curses, it's all hexes, it's all that is all the same. They all have different meanings, they all have different functions, but it's all the same. And I would suggest that you start being able to look at that shit. Even now, just here recently, the people that's in this room, because like I say, the same things that happen in California have happened here. So one thing about the devil is he's always aligned with confusion. There's always confusion. There's always chaos. There's always fighting. It's always, God is a God of peace, tranquility, happiness, love. And every time you turn around and you will always being met, that means the devil is busy. That means the devil is working. And he's using the people around you to do his workings. Because if it was a peaceful environment, there wouldn't be nothing going on. People would just be living their life and doing what they need to do. So I noticed that a big thing that they do, like I said, demons like dirt. So that's why, they keep their space messy. They're not very clean people. But the girl that was giving me hell, honey, that was just yelling and screaming and doing the fucking most space dirty. Like, I'll clean the mirror and she'll go and put her handprint all on the fucking mirror. She'll go and leave her toothpaste and things. To me, those are all signs of spells. Because if you're trying to be clean and people are purposely being dirty, that's a demonic energy, in my opinion. If you're trying to be peaceful and just keeping it cool and keeping it mute and people are constantly attacking you, you just sitting there. You go to a class and you just walk in and people are kind of trying to spread your personal business and trying to be mean and disrespectful and trying to call you out directly but indirectly. That is a demonic environment. You need to know when you're under spiritual attack. You need to know that these people don't fuck with you like that. These people are not your friends. They don't have your best interest at heart. They don't want you to be better. They don't want you to win. Everything that you do, they're going to try to block it. They're going to lie to your face. Then they're going to try to pray over you and do all it. Nah. Nigga, you play with the devil. Don't touch me. Whenever you shake somebody's hand, understand that is a covenant. And that's why if you look at, what's his name, Dr. Saeed Guru, and he talked about not giving people hugs. That a spiritual person, you should not be hugging people. You should not be making physical contact with people. You should not shake people's hands. That's why if you look at what the dude from Deal or No Deal, he would give people fist pumps. He would fist bump them. But I think that was because he had OCD and he had issues with germs. But on the spiritual level, give him a fist pump, give him a peace sign, hey, and keep it moving. Because when you shake somebody's hand, that is a covenant. You are going into agreement with somebody because before there was written contracts, we gonna shake on it. It was a covenant. And you may be going in with a pure heart and a pure mind, but you don't know what their thoughts and ideas are. So you may be going in with your hand up like, man, this is going to be an amazing business deal. This is going to work out. Everything's going to be great. I'm so happy. I'm so blessed. I'm so glad to have met you. I can't wait to collaborate with you. We're going to make millions of dollars. We're going to change the world. You hold out your hand with all of this good juju and love and peace and happiness and hair grease. And then on the opposite side, the motherfucker like, I'm going to take this motherfucker for everything they got. I'm finna lie, I'm finna slander, I'm finna fraud this bitch, I'm finna exploit this whole. You don't know what. Because the nature of man is forever changing. Yeah, you want people to do the right thing. You want people to be right. You want people to be righteous and upright and kind and loving and true. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that are like that, but they are until they aren't. And you have to be smart. You always have to have a contingency plan. You always have to know who you are and where you stand. You must always be able to protect yourself and cover yourself. Don't wait for people to do the right thing. You need to always be doing what's right and what's in your best interest. Because as soon as, if they never pull the rug up under you, great. Thank God for that. But should they ever, but you got a safety net. You got a parachute. Keep a safety net, keep a parachute, keep a whoopee cushion, whatever you need, honey. Whatever you need to land safely. Should anything change because of someone else, make sure that you have the certain things of AP, A, B, C, and D, AP. Whatever you need, A through P. Whatever you need to make sure that you are cared for and loved and accounted for properly. Don't let these people play you, man. I literally the last 7 years of going through all of this spiritual warfare, I've had to learn these type of things. Even going to the doctor, the other day, when they sat there and took my blood, they just kept sticking my arm. That's a fucking ritual, man. You knew what the fuck he was doing. I don't trust none of these people. Whenever people start to repeat back certain things, when people start asking you certain questions, question everything, man. Don't ever get too comfortable. Don't ever think because this is the doctor I can trust that most of these motherfuckers that sit in high places be doing work. Most of these people that know the ins and outs of the body, they do work. A lot of these people that sit in government agencies and entities, they psychological warfare, they do work. That is all they got. They can't seem to kill you with the COVID. They can't kill you with the measles and the mumps and E. coli and all of the diseases. And we keep modern medicine is getting better, so we keep fighting shit off. We keep learning how to heal. So now we got to get you whole spiritually. We gotta covertly take you out. We gotta rearrange your mind and turn it backwards. We gotta debilitate you to the point of no return. That's the game now. And now we doing it. We do social experiments. We do it in large numbers. We take communities, and it'll be spiritual warfare all the time, just like Father Joe's. If you look around in that area, disgusting. Feces everywhere, trash everywhere, drug addict. That whole block of 12th and Imperial was just a breeding ground for demons. And it's the same thing over here. That's why you see the trash. Because the first one I got here wasn't bad. But I noticed that there's an influx of just trash everywhere. Then I started seeing the people that they moved across the street. And shout out to Mina Means, honey, when she said that she said some things in a particular video that she had, and she said that you go see somebody get put out that was going against you. And sure enough, if I'm not mistaken, they could have been wrong, but I seen that white couple, because whenever I see white people in black environments, I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, you gave up your white privilege. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? It's not for me to judge, but it's just I'm still giving you the side eye. Like, how do you fuck up white privilege? He's being a drug addict. But I always knew that was weird, because they would always, every time I caught the bus, they was always there. Every time I come back, that was always there. And I would see him in the middle of the day. It'd be like 10, 11 o'clock, and he would have a beard on the bus. And I could always tell, like, they face. The homegirl didn't have no teeth. Their faces was sunken in as hell. They had them craters in their face, because you know when a person drink too much, it starts to eat up your damn skin and shit. And I'm pretty sure that they ass got put out. I think I saw that when I was, it could have been wrong, but that sure as hell looked like somebody got put out to me. And I don't think they would let that trash sit there like that, usually because the man keeps the grounds up. I don't think that kind of trash would have been sitting there. So it looked like they ass got put out to me. So you never know, honey. These people out here playing these reindeer games. And the next thing you know, bad shit starts to happen because you just a pawn. That's why I be saying you hoes be sitting up here in group chats and doing all this dumb shit, and then bad stuff happen, and these people will let your ass go. There's another form of spell work and manipulation. Y'all hoes be really thinking y'all out here eating. But then something bad will happen. The jig is up, things change, you ain't getting paid no more. Now you ain't got no, these people promised you they was gonna pay your rent, or they was gonna do, and then it don't work out. And then you wasn't working because you was too busy gang stalking. And you thought that gang stalker was gonna pay your bills forever, and then all of a sudden you just get left. Because maybe the target moved. So you ain't got nobody gang stalk. Or something happened, or the operation is over, or the testing is done, or it's like research dollars, like grants and funding. And I guess they have I was thinking too, like gang stalkers was like gig walk. Like gig walk tells you where you need to be. You need to go to this convenience store and take pictures of this or that, and then turn it in. If you don't take good pictures, you won't get paid. So I almost thought like gang stalkers are like that. Like they have an app, and they can download the app, and it'll tell them who the target is, what you need to say, the script you need to read, what you need to wear. And if the person doesn't make eye contact with you, if the person doesn't respond, if the person doesn't get upset, then you don't get paid. That's what it seemed like. But we're gonna get all these people involved to show up at this particular location, and we need you to make sure that you trigger this person, or for them to say something or make a certain facial impression, and that's how you get paid. It's all spiritual warfare. It's all a lie. It's all a game, man. So the goal is just understand how to play the game. And don't even play the game, just observe it. But be conscious of the rules, be conscious of the players. But disassociate. Don't engage yourself because you are the main character energy. These are NPCs. All of these people are NPCs, whether they know it or not. You are the main character. You are the star of the show. This is the Renaissance. And like I say, they can't really do shit. Because eventually, as you continue to learn how to heal and take care of yourself, a lot of this shit isn't going to work. It's not. But it's designed to keep people in poverty. It's designed to keep people homeless. It's designed to keep people in the lower class. We don't want people, because too many people are getting money. Too many people are rising. Too many people are advancing and becoming wealthy. And they don't like that shit. Especially because of the internet. So what do we have to do? We have to shadow ban you. We have to keep you. We have to traffic you. We have to do all of these terrible things to keep you out of the spotlight. See, I noticed too. It's like, oh, we don't want you to be seen to be interacting with other people. We don't want you having conversations. We don't want you to be nice. We don't want you anywhere. We want to make sure that nobody talks to you, that you don't engage with people, because if people see your light and see who you are, they're going to want to work with you. They want to know who you are, where you're from, what do you do. Because we always need to keep you in a place of loss. We need you to maintain the curse. We can't have you thinking highly of yourself. I'm telling you, this is how generational curses. I know, and then according to old boy, generational curses aren't real, but maybe not necessarily within your family unit, but curses can definitely be maintained and reinforced on not just generational as far as your family. I'm talking about races of people. I'm talking about social groups. It's greater than just your family. It's nasty work, baby. And it's up to you to figure out what it is, what it look like, who is, who isn't. You need to figure that out. Learn how to slay that demon. That's what's gonna give you power, baby. When you start breaking, shattering motherfucking curses in their face. That's the greatest feeling in the world. Because as powerful as you think they are, do you know how many people got to come against you, man? You know how many people that they have to send? They got to send a whole community, a whole city against one person, and they're still fucking losing. Having a little anxiety, shit, okay, I'll take that. But I still have my right mind. I still can go to work every day, honey. I'm still coming up with new ideas. I'm still reading. I'm still learning. I'm still walking. I can still take care of myself. So many people go through this shit and never get out. Gang stalking is supposed to be a slow death. So if you're a drug addict and you being gang stalked or targeted, a lot of these people don't make it out. Because the pain of knowing that your family backstabbed you, or you when you really start figuring out the ins and outs of how this shit works, it's painful. It's painful to know the truth, man. It is awful. When you realize that these people aren't here to protect and serve you, this is a business. America is a business. This ain't about no American dream and you getting a house and getting on your feet. This shit is shifted. I feel like this shit shifted in 9/11 when they made the Patriot Act and when they started coming up with TSA and all that shit. And now that we can surveillance you and we can illegally tap your phone and all this shit. This was done on purpose. We needed a false flag attack to justify our bullshit. This is what happens. They create scenarios, situations, natural disasters, all of these different things in order to create new laws, new mandates, new regulations, new executive orders in order to further the agenda to keep the rich rich and the poor dead. They don't even want you to be alive, bitch. They want you to be dead. Because with these prices of housing and motherfucking food and shit, they don't want you here at all. This is genocide, baby. This is the Holocaust. You didn't know. This is a slow burn. We killed 1 million people with COVID, but that wasn't enough. So now we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going, baby. You can say whatever you want to about me, baby, but I know I'm very aware. I'm very, very aware, and I've lived long enough to see it all go down. So, all this information has been useful to you. I hope that you continue to have a great rest of the day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time.